Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Vinny's Take. Yes, another Vinny's Culture and Cancel Culture Society. Owner Dan Snyder, who once famously said he would never change the Redskins name, has decided to retire the Redskins names. And that should be it. We should be happy. We should move on. For those that feel the name Redskins is offensive, you got what you wanted. Now we're going to be watching the Washington Red Wolves, or the Washington Warriors, or the Washington Foreskins play football. Who knows? But I have a question. And I've been asking this question. What's next? What's next is the Cleveland Indians. They have already started a research into their name. Let's take a look a little bit back at the history of Native American names being used in sports. It's nothing new. It didn't just start with the NFL or Major League Baseball. No, it's been around. In fact, Jim Thorpe, the legendary Jim Thorpe, all-around sports Hall of Famer in Olympics and baseball and football, played for a team called the Orang Indians. He didn't seem to mind. But that was a different society back then. I can understand now, coming out with a new sports, if you have an expansion, that Indians or something like that would not be acceptable. But today, a friend of mine sent me a link. Actually, a friend, John M., from Sack to the Future, sent me a link. And this link was a story published in Forbes. I'm looking for it. There it is. Other athletic teams, hold on, it's loading, pressured after Redskins drop name. And of course, I'm going to get a bunch of pop-ups because this news station wants to see where my location is and all that. All right. The spotlight for change is shining on the Cleveland Indians. That's how he opens the story. And he goes on to talk about the Redskins changing. And then he says, along with the Indians who recently announced they are in the early stages of this. Oh, by the way, just then give credit where credit is due. This is written by Tom Withers of the Associated Press. The Atlanta Braves, Chicago Blackhawks, and even Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs are among those facing backlash. Well, you knew this was going to happen, but quite frankly, teams like the Braves and Blackhawks have already come out and said they are not changing. They have support of various Native American nations behind them, and I haven't heard anything from the Kansas City Chiefs yet, but I believe they would say the same. Listen, Chiefs, Braves, Warriors, they're not offensive terms. They are terms of strength. They are terms of pride. They are terms of courage and fierce. This is the terms that you want for a sports team. Before I go any further, let me just remind the audience, in case you haven't, that I am Native American. Now, as most people of Native American descent in 2020, I am a mixed race. I am Caucasian and Native American. My father was a Huron Indian, Huron Native American. He was very dark in complexion, almost up until he died when cancer actually took the pigmentation out of his skin. My mother, she had Mohawk Indian in her. And I do use the term Indian because although all of a sudden it seems to be offensive in 2020, it wasn't that way when I was a child. It just wasn't. But whether you use the term Indians or Native Americans or indigenous people, as some woke warriors want to say nowadays, it makes no difference to me. Personally, I love the Atlanta Braves. Been a fan of the Braves since Deion Sanders joined them in 1991 and was on a hell of a ride. 14 straight division championships, 4 World Series appearances. 92, 90, 91, 92, 95. 5 World Series appearances. Sirens just went by. 5 World Series appearances and 1 World Championship in 1995. To me, the name Braves symbolizes power and strength, and it's been a name they've held since the 19 teens when in Boston. Why? Who is fighting for this change? Well, in the story written by Tom Withers, I discovered a young woman named Frances Danger, who on her Twitter, she says that she's of Seminole descent. And in her profile says, definitely not your mascot. Now, I don't know Miss Danger. I don't know anything about her. I just learned of her today. But in the story, she says how she's coming after all of them, coming after the Chiefs and the Braves and whoever, the Indians. Well, Miss Danger, let me just say something. You don't speak for me. You don't speak for Native Americans who find pride in that. You don't speak for these the Cherokee who stand with the Braves. You don't speak for the Seminoles who have given consent to Florida State. You may be of Seminole descent, but you don't speak for the Seminoles who have given approval to Florida State. Let's just stop playing games here with Native American names. You got your victory. You eliminated the one that is considered racist in some circles, the Redskins. Take your win and move on. For people like me who grew up looking for a hero of Native American culture, having a sports team named after something that symbolizes your race, your ethnicity, and your history is a powerful, powerful statement. And yeah, I may not have been a Washington Redskin fan past, other than using them or rooting for them to pick on my brother and his Cowboys. But mark my words, I was proud to see that logo on a helmet. My high school was the Redskins, and I was proud to hold my helmet up high with that Indian head on the side of my helmet. I was proud of that. I was proud of my descent and my heritage. So, for all you woke warriors out there that think we're being oppressed because we have sports teams named after us, you don't speak for me and you don't speak for everybody. Just give it up. If you really want to change, here's a way you could go about it. If you really want to change all the sports teams that you're offended by, why don't you earn some money and buy them? Yes, my daughter is showing you cuddles. So thank you for watching this video. And remember, your opinion matters, but your opinion should not dictate culture and should not dictate the world. Everybody has a right to express their opinions. And until we get to that point where we can accept opinions that differ from ours and we don't agree with, we will never learn to grow as a society anymore. It's not about race when it comes to names like the Braves and Chiefs, because other nationalities and races have had the word chief or have had warriors or have had brave warriors. No, it is about control. If they can remove the packaging off of Pancake Box, they can remove the name and logos from a NFL team. They, the cancel culture, the PC woke nation, the social justice warriors can control everything about you and your life. Pick up a book and read 1984. You will be astonished at what's happening. Until next time, I'm Vinny Vincent. That's my opinion. That's my take. What's yours?